So hi again. We are live here in Arlington, Virginia. So this is Eni Edwards. I'm the authorized dealer in Chicago for Saladmaster, and I have another guest right now. We are reporting today from Arlington, Virginia, where our Saladmaster regional life-changing event is happening. So we have a big turnaround. Yeah, this time I think around 280 people.
Yes.
Almost 300 people
Large.
registered, yeah. So only just dealers, we have almost 60 dealers, I think, this time on this event.
Yes.
So I will let my guest introduce himself. So this is Chris, so I will let Chris introduce himself.
Yes, my name's Chris Diaflito. I'm from New York City and lived there for 50 years and been in my own business since 1999. So
how long you been in Saladmaster?
Saladmaster since 2002.
So 22
years.
22 years. So Chris been a master dealer
Yes.
and all the other levels of dealership. So he has like a mountain of experience with his business. So just in direct sales, you've been over 20 something years, yes?
When I was 19, I switched from being a mechanic, repairing engines and lawn equipment, cars, motorcycles. And my switch was because I was earning about $250 a week as a 19-year-old, needed to make more money, had a girlfriend, had dreams, goals, desires, and $250 a week wasn't cutting it. Couldn't get anything with that. So I took an ad in the paper for assistant manager trainee and came in for an interview to sell cookware. I was not a salesperson. I had no idea what I was getting involved with. But what caught me was they said, you make $300 for a sale. I said, how long does it take to make a sale? They said, the demonstration's maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours. So I'm a math person, so I had decided it was taking me 40 hours
to make $250.
So then when they said $300 for one sale, even though I didn't know anything about sales, I said, sign me up. I'll give it a try. I had nothing to lose as a 19-year-old, and here I am, 33 years later, in the same exact business.
Same exact business.
Yes.
So from my previous interviews, I think people saw that I invited a lot of different dealers from all around the world, and they were in business 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. And we had Larry Dickman, who was in Saladmaster business just 59 years.
Oh my goodness.
59 years, and he's such a great inspiration for us and mentor for us in this business because he just has a wealth of information from all these years of running his own business. So Chris, tell me after all these years, what success means to you?
Well, there's 7 departments of success. There's your health, there's spirituality, there's finances, there's your career, there's your family relationships. There's a few more. I can't remember them right now, but I want to be successful.
But for you as a person?
I would say having a good family, having good health, having a relationship with God. Finances is definitely one of them, and career. So I'd say having balance in all of them and trying to not make $1 million and be unhealthy, but also not being super healthy and being broke, but trying to have a balance between them all and live a good life. So that's my definition of success.
So throughout all these years, you have to be in top shape, not only physically, mentally, spiritually, to be in. It's a tough business. Direct sales is not an easy peasy job. So it's a tough business to survive for 20, 30 years. So what do you think that for you as a person, what do you think your traits that define you today that brought you to success throughout all these years?
There's no question that when I was about 19 or 20, I had no skills doing what I do now. However, the people that were 10 or 20 years older than me in the business and were in the business longer than me, I wanted to get better at the business. So they suggested that I listen to certain tapes, cassette tapes at the time, then CDs, and read certain books by people who already were successful. So I read a book called How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling by Frank Betjer. I read Zig Ziglar's book, How to Close Every Sale, Joe Girard's book. I started to really drink in
all that information.
All the information because I wanted to better myself. Kind of like going to school, the way a doctor goes to school or a lawyer goes to school. I figured, hey, if I can read these books and mentor myself and listen to the tape. So when I would go in the car to a demonstration, I would listen to the tape.
To these tapes.
And then that's really helps you deal with the rejection, because what knocks everybody out of the business is you get rejected constantly. So you hear no more than yes. Similar to baseball, you strike out more than you hit home runs. So how you deal with the rejection, and that's difficult no matter who you are, no matter what book you read. Someone says no to you all week long and you go home, you're heartbroken. And you didn't make any money. So I love the product, I love people, and that kept driving me. But at the same time, I have financial obligations. I'm a father, I'm a husband, you know, so I have to provide for my family. So it's really not different than another job in that I have to make money. I just do it differently. So I push myself to do demonstrations and stay positive 30 years later.
So for somebody who may be thinking about starting their own business or going into these kind of wild, wild west world called entrepreneurship and living their like comfortable 9-to-5 job and doing something different, or finding themselves or finding their passion or whatever they may be, or maybe somebody's completely lost. They don't know what they're doing, they don't know what they want, or they don't even know where to start with. So what would you recommend for those kind of people?
I always have a saying, when your part-time job pays you more than your full-time job, it's time to fire your boss. Meaning, I wouldn't jump in full-time to anything. If you have a full-time job that's paying, you know, $50,000 or $100,000 a year or whatever it is, you can start part-time in the business you love. But then when you start to see daylight and you start to see, wait a minute, I'm making $500 a week doing this, and I'm only putting in 10 hours. If I put in more time and get better at it, and you have to love it, you have to like it. You don't. No one can force anybody. Direct sales is a volunteer army. We're not forced to do it. So then, if your regular job is either not paying enough or you're just not happy there, where there's no fulfillment, I would say try out direct sales, of which I chose, and then you get recognition, you get appreciation, you get rewarded, you change people's lives, your life changes, you grow as a person, and then you decide, hey, I'd like to do this full time, and then you can be a boss in the business where you're then teaching other people. So some people can jump in full time, but I always suggest, because I'm a conservative person and better safe than sorry. I'm not very risk taker. So especially with when you have bills to pay. So I would ease into it personally, and then just make sure you have that safety net.
Safety net. Larry told on a previous interview with Larry Dickman, he said he gives himself like a set salary, and it doesn't matter how much sales he makes, he has a set salary. And then at the end of the year, whatever extra he makes, he takes it as a bonus pay. So he never has that stress in the back of his head, oh my gosh, this month I had bad sales, what I'm gonna do with myself, So how do you plan your financial stability so you are not like constantly stressed about money?
So I'll give you, it's funny we're doing this interview, I haven't talked about this in years, but when I bought my first house, was 1998. I was 24 years old, 1997. And I was petrified because the mortgage on the house was $1,500 a month in New York City. So now anybody would grab a house for $1,500 a month. But at that time, I didn't know how I was going to pay this mortgage, but I was 24, I had a wife, one child, and a year later we had another child, 2 years later we had another child. So what I did was I ran the numbers in my business, knowing that even before I bought the house, and I told her, I eased her mind. She said, honey, how are we going to afford this house? I said, all I'm going to have to do, if I do 30 demonstrations every month, I know my closing numbers. So I know that out of 30 demonstrations, I make whatever it was at the time, I don't remember, $200 a presentation, that's $6,000. So I'll make enough for our 1,500.
To cover everything.
Well, so for me, it was always, I have to hit my 30, and I would start a tally chart, and I would put my 30. Ironically, there's 30 days in a month. So every time I would do a demonstration, I'd just knock off a 30, 29. So the stress is gone. It's knowing.
So you are not concentrating on the final result.
No, not at
you
all.
say, hey, I need to make, I don't know, $10,000 a month. So in order for me to make that $10,000 a month, I need to do 30 cooking
Right.
demonstrations.
That takes the stress off.
So you basically concentrate on booking those demonstrations, not on the sales, but on the booking.
It's just like any sport. If you're a basketball coach or a football coach or a baseball coach, you play the game as best as you can, but you don't know what the results are going to be. I have no guarantee I'm going to win, they're going to win the football game, but they prepare,
Yes.
and then they work hard. And then the best coaches, it's not all about winning. It may not be your time. It's the same thing in a business, is if you've prepared and you work hard, you leave. I have a saying, what is it, Chris? This is my own saying, and I don't even remember it, but do your best, let God do the rest.
Do your best, and God will do the rest. I mean,
yeah.
Chris, you make it sound like it's like, oh, it's like super easy, you know?
Oh,
But is it really that easy?
Only if you have faith.
So you have
I
to.
could be a nervous, anxious person. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I have faith in God that He's going to take care of me.
Take care of me. But you need to do your part. It's not like
Oh,
you're just
yes.
sitting in your chair every day
No.
and just praying to God, say,
No.
hey, help me, yeah?
I don't want to be a sloth.
You
Yeah.
do your own part,
Yes.
but at the same time, in the back of your mind, you have that trust and faith that that everything will be okay and God
Yes.
will take care of you as long as you do your part.
Yes. Yes.
Because a lot of times we always doubt ourselves. Yeah, we always we don't appreciate ourselves. We don't see who we are and all that stuff, and and we all struggle with that.
I agree.
So it comes with the experience and years of work and so on. But for somebody who may be down today, who maybe didn't work out what they were doing, or they got disappointed with what they were doing, or they're kind of lost, or they failed in whatever they were doing, what would you tell them to keep them going?
There's different phases in our life, different seasons, different ups and downs, hills and valleys. So we're going to experience them at all different times in our family, in our health, in our business, and even in spirituality. So in the down times, that's the time to, just me personally as a Christian, is to ask God for direction and guidance. And it's funny, we only go to Him when there's a problem.
Yes.
But then when everything is good, I am very thankful and grateful to God for everything that He's giving me. I don't complain when it's not going well because I know He's going to come through. So I would say there's two types of people. There's people with faith and without. But I can only speak to you from, the worldly perspective is just work hard, everything's going to work out. But if it's in God's plan, it's different. Certain things are not in God's plan for you, but you only know unless you
go through that process.
Yes, acknowledge Him in everything that you do. Proverbs 3, verse 5 and 6, and in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. So if you're going through a tough time, God, why am I going through a tough time? Tell me why, and close this door or open this door. open another door for me. But I don't know how to do it on my own anymore, even though I used to do it on my own before I was Christian, but that's a tenet of my life.
For you, how do you communicate? Some people call it intuition, some people call it God's feeling, some people call it higher self, some people call it God's whatever direction. How do you get those directions? Or do you pray? Do you meditate? How do you get them?
Well, as a Bible-believing Christian, I'm supposed to read my Bible every single day.
Okay.
So I've done that for 22 years, so I've read it 22 times. So every day I spend 25 minutes every morning before I do anything else reading. So my direction comes from
that reading.
The Word. Because, for instance, just the story of David and just watching what he went through and how he made terrible decisions and how he got punished for it, knowing that that's in the Bible, knowing that God put that in the Bible for a reason, when I read that, which is every year, it sticks in my head of, Chris, don't be stupid. Because he was stupid, and then he had to, 700,000 people died because he was stupid. So I believe the Bible, I believe everything in it's true, but I believe it gives us direction for knowing, hey, don't do this. And if it can line up with the Bible, if it can align with God's Word, I'm okay with doing it. That gives me peace. But if I know it doesn't align, then I don't have peace. So I know this is not supposed to be a religious talk, but it's coming. This is my faith, and I can't leave it out of my business.
You're not the only one. A lot of dealers that I spoke with, and they're super successful dealers, and that's what they told me also, the same thing. They put God and faith in the first place. And that's how they get through hard times. That's how they start their day every morning. And that's how they keep themselves focused on the positive and on their life. So I'm super happy to see all these messages in my actual interviews, because I think it gives also people hope, you know, that you keep faith, and everything will work out. Certain way it will work out, but you need to do your own part also. You just don't sit lazy on your chair and just wait something to fall from the sky, but you do your own best, and then at the same time you have that faith in yourself that everything will go the right way.
I concur. I have a question for you.
Yes.
How do you know how to ask such good questions?
It just flows. I don't have anything prepped.
I see that.
I have like a direction where I want to go, because I don't want these podcasts to be just purely business or purely join my business or anything like that. But I want to give people that in any business, not just ours, but in any business, to be successful, you need to have certain traits, certain habits, certain rules, certain ways of doing things to be successful in this life. And we are all humans. We all make mistakes. We all have downs and ups and downs, But I think sometimes we lose that faith, and sometimes we are we doubt ourselves that, oh, we may be not good enough, or maybe this is not for me, or something like that, So through doing this interviews, not only I'm learning a lot of stuff, because I'm still learning. I'm a new dealer in this business, so I want to learn as much as possible from my senior dealers like you, because it gives also hope to other people, I think. Because they can relate to things that we are going through. They may be going through the same thing, and they want to find some kind of direction, some kind of way of doing things. And I'm hoping through these messages in my podcast to give that hope to people, and to give that anything and everything is possible. And you survived in this business 20, 30 years. You know, it's not by accident.
No, it's God's plan, and I'm in the right place where He put me in the business. And then things try to take you out, but I believe that it's a calling when you're doing something that is changing lives, is benefiting others, is fulfilling to you, that makes your life fulfilled because you're making a difference in other people's lives, and they are eating healthier, they look better, feel better, they save money, they save time. You're actually making an impact. So that to me is, and being around people is the most. I could be having a bad day and something not going good in my life, and then for me, being in the business and being around customers gives me a charge up. They kind of boost me up when they can kind of feel that you're down.
Yeah.
And so it has a way of kind of ministering to me when I have a need. So it's very therapeutic, very healing, and also you make money.
Yeah.
So I mean that's
side effect.
If it was free, it's tough, but I have to support myself and my wife and my family, and so it's not cheap to live in New York City. So, but God's taking care of me the whole way through.
That's nice. Chris, another thing, when I was in the beginning of the business, I kind of let maybe some negative talk or negative experiences to kind of doubt myself and just question myself. Is this really a business for me? Is this really, I want to be involved in this? Do I see myself in this business long term or whatever? But the LCE that happened in Dallas 2 years ago, that's when I felt that feeling inside of me that I belonged, to, that I felt comfortable in that community of our Saladmaster family and so on. And in Dallas, it was only North and South America, so it's just our Eagle division. But last time we were in Madrid, and in Madrid, I felt even that overwhelming emotions of all these people from all over the world coming together to Madrid, and in that one city, it was almost around 400 people there under one roof, 4 days together, laughing, networking, talking, spending time with each other. And it was just, one day it was just, all the speakers were so great. I was laughing and crying and all the emotions in one day. So it even gave me that even stronger boost and stronger belief that, hey, this is my place, and this is the, I feel like I'm so glad I stuck to what I'm doing right now, and I'm so glad I found my way. Yeah, a lot of people are lost, and a lot of people in that job wheel from paycheck to paycheck, and they're just going work, home, work, home, work, home. No sense of directions, no sense of purpose, no sense of anything. But with our business, I'm not going to say it's easy business, but I don't think any business is easy. It gave me a sense of not only direction and faith and belonging to a group of people that believed in same values, believed in same things that I felt that were important in my life. And obviously I'm very health conscious, and healthy lifestyle is just, I'm really, into it. My dad is a doctor, my 2 sisters are doctors, and my brother is pre-med, and everybody is in the medical field in my family. I was the only one who was not in the medical field, and I tell people that, hey, I'm like a food doctor right now, and I'm helping people through my cooking classes, how to eat, how to prevent, how to live daily that healthy lifestyle. What does it mean to be healthy? And help people to feel that, what does it mean to have a body and feeling nothing hurts you, you feel energetic, you feel young, you feel, like when a sick person, when they see a healthy person, they would wish they would put anything and everything to be on their spot. Yeah.
Agreed.
Because health is such a,
You can't buy it.
you can't buy it.
No.
And I'm sure you have million stories like that, that, you know, of all your customers and your people that you met throughout your 30 years of business.
I can only talk about myself. Yes, I have a lot of customers and testimonies from them on eating healthier, saving time in the kitchen, saving money on groceries, easy to clean. They love the products. But for me personally, I've educated myself on health and nutrition by reading books by doctors and nutritionists and about exercise and about eating well and antioxidants and fiber and how to fight cancer, how to fight diabetes, how to fight blood pressure. So you know what to eat, what not to eat, you know what to keep the poisons out of your body. So, and to put the good stuff in, good clean food, clean air, clean water. We have Saladmaster has the best product in the kitchen. Like I want clean food, so if I'm going to cook it, I want to cook it in non-toxic cookware and for myself and my family. So yes, I have a lot of testimonies from customers, but
for you?
Yes, for me, just learning the information and then acting on it, of eating the right foods and wanting to be able to be in good health, to be able to help others. You have to be in a good place yourself to be able to help others with eating healthy. So, but God's revealed that to me too, because some people just go on medicine, but I've always wanted to heal myself naturally. From any
and
issue
our bodies
I've had,
are so powerful.
And I've had a lot of issues, whether it be asthma, breathing problems. I'm a former smoker, so blood pressure problems. But every time I've had those, I've tackled it with the body being able to heal itself naturally and putting the right things in. And I also share that with my customers all the time when I communicate with them, because they're all on a health journey too. And everyone wants to look a little better, feel a little better, live a little better, live a little longer. So that's part of my ministry to them in health, is to help them in their path, having education, knowledge, products to choose from that can better that for their life and for their family's life.
So I know healthy lifestyle, healthy eating is your passion, but what other passions do you have that not many maybe people know about it, but what brings you joy that you enjoy doing besides your business, beside healthy lifestyle? What's your other passions?
I'll give you three. One is church. I'm a Sunday school teacher, so I love teaching kids about Jesus Christ, how he died for their sins and my sins, how he rose from the dead 3 days later, and I just that's my ministry to them. I actually love doing that. I'm a youth group leader at my church. That's on Wednesdays and Fridays. So I have a lot of kids I disciple, minister to, build relationships with, talk to. That's one of my biggest passions, if not my biggest, is attending church and putting God first in everything. Number two is reading. As you can tell from everything you just, I've been reading since I'm a kid. As a kid, went through a lot of tough times, but always I could pick up a book.
Yes.
And that book gave me solace. It gave me peace in just drifting into another place when things around me with parents or things going wrong. As a 5-10-year-old, I've stuck with that. And my wife gets mad at me all the time because when I come to bed, I want to read. And she's like, "Why are you reading?" Because I've been reading since I just love to read. So I'm only allowed to read 1 page a night now. And then she says, "Put the book away." So I don't read as much as but that's my passion. So I try to sneak away and do a lot of reading. And third is playing handball. I'm in middle school and high school, I got really good at playing handball. It's a New York City sport, just like tennis.
What's handball?
It's like racquetball, tennis, pickleball, where you use your hand. The ball comes at you off a wall. You hit it. It has to stay between the lines. You get to serve. You play doubles.
Have a racket?
No, you play with your hand.
Oh,
so
you play with
handball. So
okay.
I was really good as a teenager. I was second in my high school, and I stopped playing for 20 years. Then a friend of mine came up to me and said, I'm going to play some handball. And I was like 40 years old. And he goes, you can come if you want. And I said, oh my goodness, I haven't played since high school. Can I really? So I went and met a bunch of guys, and now we do this once a week outdoors, New York City. It's Puerto Rican, black, white, Italian, Irish, Chinese. Every
New York is such
New
a
York mix.
mix.
We all make fun of everybody. Oh, you're black, you're white, you're this, you're fat, you're skinny. Everybody makes fun of everybody. And it's just, we're all friends and we have a good time. And I love that aspect. I love the competition aspect. I love the exercise. But just getting together with guys and
just pure fun.
Yes.
Just pure fun, competition, fun, moving, sweating, yeah? All that stuff, you know.
It's one of my biggest passions. Anyone who speaks to me knows I'm going to play handball.
Handball language.
I have a full-time job, but if I have some time off, once a week I squeeze in 3 hours to play 3 or 4 games. And it's, so God, reading, handball. There's a lot of other passions, but
these are the main top 3.
Yes.
Top 3. But what I also noticed that a lot of successful people, they are good in a lot of other things, you know, because they approach things, I think, differently too. They do it with not only passion and dedication and all that stuff, but seems like they're good in everything. But it's not that they're good in everything. I think they pick and choose, yeah? From we have a lot of choices and stuff, but I think they pick and choose, they find what their passions are, they find what they're good at, and they stick to it. Is that the right?
You kind of have interests of what interests me. You know, my son is the same way. Certain things interest him, certain things do not. What you'll read a book on is something that interests you in life. So, yes, I'm not interested in playing chess. I hate playing chess. I've played it a few times. I'm like, that's too confusing for me. So there's things that interest people and things that don't. So, and things that make you like feel good when you do it, and things that you're not gravitating toward. So, I think you have to love it to do it, and to do it over and over again, or else you lose interest. So
some Asian, you know, I have an Asian background, obviously, so a lot of Asian parents tend to push a lot of things on their kids, yeah. So you have to play piano, you have to be good at math, you do need to do this, you do that, So but I think the generations now, 2000, 2010, 2020, they're becoming completely different, seems like. And they do not, like in our generation, we are now over 40 people. We used to
maybe
listen.
you are.
40 and plus.
Yes,
40
speak
and plus
for yourself.
40 and plus people.
40. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it feels like to be 40.
I'm almost 50 now, so it's like, you know, we used to listen to our parents, we used to follow directions, and we used to do things they told us to do, but now our kids, they're completely different, yeah? They have their own mind, they have their own, they're all about that choices, that exploration, expressing themselves, being more authentic, and all that stuff is just, you know, it's like more and more and more prominent now in younger generations. So how you talk to your kids? How old are your kids now?
Well, my son is 34. He's in Florida, married, and just had a baby. My daughter is 24. She's an LPN nurse, and she is living in Staten Island, not far from me. And my other son is 25. He's in the Army currently and graduating soon, and I'm going down to visit him very soon, within a month. So I just raised them as Christians, so as putting God first, and with a biblical worldview and mindset, and doing the right thing and being honest, and me and their mom, of course, and that's just how they were raised. They were raised, I think, very well. They got punished when they didn't do something they were supposed to. Things got taken away from them. They were taught about money and how to work for it and earn it and how to save money. And
did you homeschool your kids?
No, they went to New York City
public schools.
Yes.
Okay.
So did I.
Okay. So it's not like you did homeschooling or anything like that. Okay, great.
No, but I taught them just my beliefs and values, and so did my wife, and teaching them what's right from wrong and what's the right path to go. But it's up to you when you turn 18 to choose that right path, but you're not accountable to us anymore. You're accountable to God for the things that you do right and wrong. So, make sure you do the right thing, and He's always watching, and try to put Him first. But they might not live like me, but they're also 20 to 30 years younger than me, so they have a path to go. So I'm watching their journey and praying for them every day.
So everybody has their own daily rituals, daily habits, daily things, or things that they believe that it's already part of them that made who you are today. So 3 things that made who you are today. Who is Chris today? So 3 things that will define you.
Well, definitely my mom. She's a very generous person. She put me and my sister before herself. So I do put other people before myself because I learned that from my mom, and she has a very big heart, so she's passed that down to me. What was the question again? 3
things that made you who you are today. So your mom.
Yeah, just my mom's love and her dedication definitely made me who I am today. Another thing would be, I would say, just life in general, the rewards of doing things the right way, but also the consequences of doing things the wrong way. Because as a former smoker, I did other things I won't talk about on here as well, but as a major sinner in the past. But doing wrong things teaches you many lessons.
But as a humans, none of us are perfect, yeah?
No.
We all have our own little, issues and problems. But I think by overcoming them or learning from those experiences made us who we are today.
I agree.
So I don't I don't deny who I was in the past or what happened to me in the past or mistakes I have done in the past, because we were not born in a bubble, yeah? We were born to experience this life as we go. So obviously our parents were a big influence because they gave us that foundation to become who we are today. So that was kind of our base point from what we made the decisions from. But at the same time, without making mistakes, without failing, without doing something wrong, or without any of those things, we wouldn't be who we are today. And I think, you are as a parent now, as a grandparent now, yeah, and as a Sunday school teacher, you understand all those things. So when somebody comes to you with those issues, you are not there like, oh, you are a sinner, you are bad, don't do. You understand that, and you can give them like more practical mentorship, yes? Saying, hey, I've been there, I've done it, I know what you're going through, but let's fix it this way.
I agree. That's what I meant, was that those things I went through shaped me as a person.
Exactly.
But the consequences of those things, and you have to go through pain.
Yes.
Life's not all rosy. So all of those things I went through shaped me to where I am today, where I can help other people, whether it be in the business, whether it be in the family, whether it be the kids, because I've been through just about everything that they've been through. And the third thing is having the right mentors. I've always picked and choose who I would look up to.
Were there always like a live person you could talk to, or there were
Yes.
like books, like those mentors like on YouTube and stuff?
No.
Who were your mentors?
I'm 50. There's no such thing. What's YouTube? Of course it's now, but I never got a mentor from YouTube. My first mentor was my uncle, who was a mechanic, and I looked up to him. He's 10 years older than me. Actually about 15 years older than me. He had a wife, 2 kids. I was a teenager. He was a great mechanic, very nice guy, funny, and very, very honest with customers. And I learned a heck of a lot from him. And then getting into the business world, I picked and choose mentors both live in the business to pick. I want to talk to that person, but I want to stay away from this negative person. But I want to talk to this person who's driving the Maserati and who has this suit that looks like it's $1,000. How did they get there? And then also those tapes and books, people I never met, like a Zig Ziglar. I actually wound up meeting him, but most of the books I read, I never met the author.
They never
so
met those people.
I've been blessed to choose the right mentors to speak into me either live or through books and media. But I'm not a YouTube person. I don't need any of that anymore. I got everything I needed in my 20s and 30s. I mean, I don't do that anymore. I mean, I still read books for motivation, but my foundation is...
It's laid really strong.
Yes.
Yeah, so you don't, but I'm sure you are still like a
the Bible
lifelong
still is
learner.
every day,
yeah? So you're still learning, you still read, you still develop yourself and all that stuff.
Yes.
For somebody who might be just, starting in a business, would you tell them to concentrate more on the business or more on the mindset?
Well, more on one or the other. I mean, today people don't read the way I did. They read, they won't read a whole book. They'll just read a line. In my opinion, that's not enough. So the only way you're going to work on yourself is investing time in yourself and having input go into your mind. What Zig Ziglar said to me was, you are who you are, and you are what you are because of what's gone into your mind. You can change who you are and you can change where you are by changing what goes into your mind. It's the same as food. You are what you eat. When you change, people can't lose weight. You have to change what you're eating. You're putting the wrong thing in your body. You may like these foods. They're wrong for you if you are, not feeling good. So that aspect of it is just what goes in. Just learning those things from the right people and the mentors. And what was the question again? I got lost.
I think I got lost too.
In my train of thought.
Anyways, but I think a lot of people get too, they put too much impact on it instead of just sitting down, being with yourself and being true to yourself and having faith in yourself. I think those are the basics from our interview today. I think that's what I hope a lot of people will hear from this message, that those 3 things, listen to yourself, having faith in yourself, and also continue to develop and have good mentors to surround yourself. Yeah, because what you feed your brain, that's what you become. So if you feed crap and drama and gossip and all that stuff, you're not going to see too much of a good out of it. Yeah.
I learned that from a guy named he was a famous hunter, and he came in and did talks when I was in the business when I was 19, 20 years old, and he used to say, "Chris, you can't fly with the eagles if you're going to gobble with the turkeys." And, that's why I stayed away from negative people in the business, because they were the turkeys. They never amounted to anything. They left. But I wanted to, you can't fly with the eagles if you're going to be gobbling with the turkeys. So
Mongolians have a saying that if you are a wolf you really don't care what these sheep or goats are doing on the side, yeah? You
Yeah.
are the wolf. You need to be in charge. You need to know what you're doing. You're hunting. You're doing your stuff. You're not mingling with goats and sheep over there, yeah?
Yes, they are
I think that's
bad
the same.
people, those goats and sheep.
So I think that's the same.
It's the same
thing.
Every
same
culture,
thing. Yeah, every culture. There's just different maybe comparison, different stories, but the core values exactly same.
Exactly the same. They work in any language, any culture. Yes. So
that's great. So at the ending of our interview,
yes.
Obviously I don't want to keep it, for too long.
Yeah, it's going to be Christmas soon. We're going to, yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. But I think at the end of our interview, anything else you would like to say to whoever is watching this video, you think would add value to their life?
Well, I mean, just my worldview is all about God and the Bible, so I don't look at it from a personal standpoint. I look at it from a higher power. So I would say Matthew 6, verse 34, seek first the kingdom of God, and he'll take care of everything for you. So I don't really care what my life is about. It's what God wants for me in my life. Sure, I make choices, but I don't really believe I'm the ultimate decision maker. I believe that if I yield to him, then my life is going to go the way he wants it, because I'm deferring to him and leaving him out of what house am I going to buy, what business am I going to be in, what girl am I going to marry, what am I going to do to, leaving him out. I can't live my life in my own will. It has to be in God's will for what he wants for me.
But was it always like that?
Oh, no.
When did you decide that was the way for you?
Oh, when I got saved, when I
How old you were?
28 years old.
20 years old. So it doesn't have to happen like when you are 5 years old or 18 years old. It can happen really any time in your life.
Yes.
So I think sometimes we are maybe too hard on ourselves or not patient enough or whatever it is. But it can your turning point can really come at any time in your life.
It can. It certainly can. A lot of it has to do with us making the decision that we need a change, and a lot of it has to do with when God is kind of ready for us as well, but he's been molding us through trials, tribulations, to become a better person that he wants us to be. So yeah, that's...
But I think it was very, I wouldn't say it was very, one of those very trendy podcasts, but I think it was very deep, very personal, and very insightful.
Well, thank you.
And I think, thank you very much for agreeing to come on my podcast and share your thoughts and share your experience about just not just a business, but also just general life, yeah? Because we all here trying to learn something and live our life to the fullest. And I think everybody has its own path. But I think from our stories and our talk, people can pick and choose what appeals to them or what talks to them, and use it in their life and maybe better their life that way.
I agree.
And I think our Saladmaster family is great. I'm super happy that I'm part of that family now.
Beautiful people.
And we are truly unique company.
A rare breed.
Yeah, rare, yeah. It's very rare because I worked in corporate, I worked in big companies, I worked in government, I worked in other places with tons of other people, but I've never met a company like ours that brings very special people, I think. And we have very strong ties, even though we have different backgrounds, different nationalities, and different ages and all that stuff. But I think true core of our company is that brings that true, authentic, that touchable, feelable thing into our lives. It's not just about making money and sell.
Not at all.
I think, but it has that true passion, true purpose, and we are like almost like that one true family, and you feel like family in this group.
100%. There's when you're in a business that deals with health and cooking and food and nutrition and bettering people's lives, there's something that bonds you together. And sure, there's an income to be made from that, and there has to be a reward for your time and a fulfillment. So that's what makes us special, is that the product is great, the company is great, the people in the company all share that common vision, and there's that makes us special and a rare breed of people. There's only a couple thousand people.
I think more in that technology is getting better, that IA is coming, internet, and with all that stuff that's going on around us, that human connection, that true human connection, I think will be so much missed in this, future generations in the world. And our company, I think, does a great job about bringing that human connection into our lives.
Yes,
I think that's I think the best part about it. It's not that artificial, all about business or all about money or anything like that. I think it gives a little bit more deeper meaning to it.
What profited a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul? You have to. Business is one thing in life.
Yes.
There's 7. Again, I forgot the other 2, but there's family, there's your career, there's finances, but then there's your health. There's your physical health, there's your mental health, there's your spiritual health. There's all aspects of success, but to center on just business and making money, you're bound to ruin your marriage or bound to ruin your health. You have to, it's like a wheel. If the wheel's out of balance, so you got to at least try to be successful in each one, not just one. So to try to keep it a balanced life, that's one of my goals as well.
But I think that interview showed that, throughout your life, you tried to do that, and you've been pretty successful in that. And I hope from this interview, a lot of people will get that encouragement to find their own balance, in their life.
I hope so.
Pursue their passion, pursue what they believe in, and have faith in their path, that they're pursuing the right path in their life. So, a lot of people nowadays are lost and they don't know what direction or what they're supposed to be doing. But I hope this message from this interview will put them in the right track.
Me too.
So thank you, Chris, again.
You're welcome. Thank you for thinking of me.
For we met today, actually, first time, and
it's a blessing.
After your presentation, I'm like, first thing I did, I texted you.
got a text from an unknown person.
Unknown person.
Is this spam? No, this is Eni. Hey, who's Eni? I don't know who Eni is, but she must be here in the room. So let's do an interview. I hope I got the job. That's all I hope I got the job today.
Oh my gosh, it's been really a pleasure, and I really enjoyed your presentation today. And I think a lot of people were touched by your speech today, because we hear certain pattern and certain messages all the time, but I think what you talked today was a little bit of a different air and a fresh aspect of something else that we do in everyday life, So that's why I was compelled. I'm like, I have to text this guy, and I'm gonna tell him to do an interview with me today. So
I'm honored and humbled.
So I'm very glad you agreed to do that with me, and I hope whoever is watching this video will get their message and they will pursue their passion.
Yes, God bless you. God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much again, and we'll see you next time.